Hello, welcome to JIT Television News, where we bring you daily news, information, current affairs, business and investment, as well as finance and what is happening in the world of stock markets and global economics. Entertainment is our business, news on multiple platforms for all Zimbabweans and all Africans on one channel. The time is here. Isikhathi sifikile. Now let's see what's happening on your headlines this hour. Zimbabwe public school teachers return to work as they assent to the new pay deal. African Union Commission is set to benefit from an $11.48 million grant as it looks forward to strengthening its governance. And on your sports, chaos has befallen Zimbabwean football amid the arrest of ZIFA President Felton Gamambo. Your leading story this hour: Zimbabwe public school teachers return to work today after accepting a new salary package offered by the government last Tuesday. Representatives of civil servants met with government negotiators on Friday under the auspices of the National Joint Negotiation Council, where the workers assented to the new pay deal. Leaders of the main teacher unions informs journalists in Harare that after agreeing to the offer, they have engaged to government over the suspension of teachers who failed to report for duty when schools opened last week. This comes as the government has started investigating the suspended educators, with disciplinary hearings for the accused of misconduct set to begin this week. Furthermore, the largest teachers' representatives body, Zimbabwe Teachers Association, has directed its members to go back to work, and teachers who are already at their workstations occupying school residences will report for duty without delay. However, the government last week awarded its workers a new remuneration package that includes a 20% pay increment backdated to January the 1st, $100 cash allowance, which is converted from the employee's local currency salary component. Other non-monetary benefits include payment of school fees for up to 3 biological children with an upper limit of $20,000 or rather $20,000 per child. In addition, the government also undertook to construct 34,000 houses for public sector workers over the next 5 years. A joint communique released after Friday's NJNC meeting states that all parties were in agreement to the pay package review. Moving on to other news, President Cyril Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address is expected to face intense scrutiny during the two-day post-SONA debate this week, and he will respond to the debate on Wednesday. It will be the first time that the joint SONA debate will not be held in the National Assembly chamber following the fire that gutted the old and new National Assembly buildings in January. The debate will take place at the Cape Town City Hall, and the venue has officially been declared a parliamentary precinct after it was handed over to the presiding officers of Parliament by Cape Town Mayor Gordon Hill Lewis on the 31st of January 2022. The president delivered his SONA at the City Hall on Thursday evening without any interruptions for almost 2 hours. His speech is, however, expected to come under scrutiny as his address drew mixed reactions from economists, opposition parties, and unions. Meanwhile, the Democratic Alliance welcomed Ramaphosa's admission that job creation is the responsibility of the private sector and not government. And he also says government's responsibility is to create a conducive environment for the private sector to create jobs. However, Malema says Ramaphosa has passed a motion of no confidence on himself after promising millions of jobs in the ANC's manifesto, which led to him becoming president of the country. The FF leader denounces the president's move, saying he is shifting the job creation responsibility to the private sector. Furthermore, the United Democratic Movement's chief whip, Nabayom Zinkwankwa, described the president's speech as a neoliberal speech, which sounds more like a DA manifesto. Well, coming up next is your JIT-TV business news.
Singing show 18, 18, MOA 18. Trip ya mi pume Italy, Asbonge, de la song, yeah. Singing show 18, 18, MOA 18. Trip ya mi pume Italy.
It's the JIT experience, guys. This is the JIT experience.
Asbonge, de la song, yeah. Singing show 18, 18, MOA 18.
Your leading story in your business news this hour: Zimbabwe is set to begin assembling local buses next month and boost the motoring industry, create jobs, and aid the government's push for a modern and reliable mass public transport system. The bulk of the coaches are expected to be fed into the Zupco fleet. However, Amalgamated Bus Industries, a consortium of local public transport operators, has already acquired assembly kits worth $7 million for the venture. ABI, which recently secured a $35 million loan from Chinese investors to revive local bus manufacturing, has since entered into a partnership with Devon Engineering and also signed a memorandum of understanding with AVM Africa and Quest Motor Corporation. Adding to that, government through Zupco has made a commitment to purchase up to 60% of the buses produced through ABI facility, and ABI Finance Director Kura Sibanda says the company is expecting the first kits worth $7 million by March 14. The deal is envisaged to revive government-owned Devon Engineering, which has suffered multiple false starts in its recapitalization efforts. In other business news, the African Union Commission will soon benefit from a $11.48 million grant from the African Development Fund to strengthen its governance and provide it with institutional support. Approval for the grant from the fund's regional public goods window came a few days ahead of the 35th Ordinary Session of the African Union Assembly, which was held in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. The grant will contribute to the institutional capacity building for the African Union Project, AUC's capacity to drive Agenda 2063. Agenda 2063 is the African Union's vision for an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa, driven by its own citizens and representing a dynamic force in the global arena. It includes programs to boost Africa's economic growth and development and lead to the rapid transformation of the continent. However, the African Development Bank has been a long-term partner to the African Union's development agenda, supporting programs such as its development agency, NAPAD, program for infrastructure development in Africa. It also supports the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Climate for Development in Africa program. Well, this brings us to the end of our JIT-TV Business News Bulletin this hour. And up next is Dennis Pine with your sports and entertainment.
Local innovation with a global recognition. It's JIT-TV.
Shout out to you, the viewer. Shout out to all our advertisers for supporting this incredible channel, JIT-TV. If you want to participate, if you want to attach your quality product to all our quality brands, get in touch with us here at JIT-TV. Also support the Razzmatazz, and we will
Hello and welcome viewers, my name is Denise Pine and you're watching JIT-TV Sports and Entertainment News. In sports news this hour, Zimbabwean football has been thrown into chaos following the weekend arrest of ZIFA President Felton Kamambo and board member of finance Philemon Machana. It is a case of from the frying pan into the fire for the Zimbabwean football this weekend, as news was awash on the front pages that Kamambo and Machana are being detained at the Highlands police station. Multiple sources confirms that Kamambo was detained at the Highlands police station in Harare and is due to appear in court on Monday. The suspended duo was picked up on Saturday morning by members of the Criminal Investigations Department on fraud and contempt of the Sports and Recreation Commission Act, which they were suspended for. The Zimbabwe Sports and Recreation Commission is a sports governing body which was formulated by an act of parliament. Reports says that Kamambo allegedly used official ZIFA letterheads in all his correspondence to the World Football Governing Body FIFA and also in local correspondence to other football stakeholders while he was suspended. The Felton Kamambo-led executive announced sanctions against PSL chairman Farai Jere, chief executive officer Kenny Ndebele, and the club chairman of Highlanders Dynamis and Manika Diamonds. The accused faces charges of signing a petition calling for an emergency general meeting, which FIFA blocked. Meanwhile, in entertainment news, as the world celebrates the Valentine's Day, a dripping chocolate-covered homemade heart-shaped marshmallows at Lilac Chocolate's 9,000 square foot production space in New York City, as the chocolate factory ramped up production in time for Valentine's Day, one of its biggest times of the year. Just a few previous days before Valentine's Day, employees were busy decorating chocolate hearts with colored sprinkles, dripping cherries and chocolate, and preparing toffee filling. They also raced to place chocolates into red gold boxes for sale online at the company's 6 retail locations. From a business perspective, Lilac's president and co-owner Anthony Cerrone says that it's the second biggest holiday for sales. They do more chocolate sales on Valentine's Day than any time of the year outside of Christmas. In spite of some of the challenges stocking certain raw materials, the chocolate house is optimistic about the sales outlook today. The company built up its online business during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it says stores sales are starting to grow again as tourists and office workers begin to return to Manhattan. Adding to that, the National Retail Federation expects spending on today's Valentine's Day to reach $23.9 billion, up from $21.8 billion in 2021. It says candy, including chocolate, remains the most popular item, followed by greeting cards and flowers. This brings us to the end of your sports and entertainment news on JIT-TV this hour. Coming up next is the JIT-TV Weather Report. Well, this brings us to the end of our JIT television news bulletin this hour. Stay tuned on JIT-TV as we bring you the best in entertainment news, information, analysis, sports, business, and all the headlines of the day. And do stay in touch on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, www.jit-tv.tv, and leave a comment. My name is Noguthula Shabalala in Tombi Yagom Shengu. See you same time tomorrow and stay connected. Cheers.